Welcome to our channel. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and immediately click over the bell button to get notified about latest videos. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the Cori cycle. So let's get into the video. The name Cori cycle has derived from the discoverer of this cycle, that is Carl Ferdinand Cori. And what are the reasons behind the happening of this cycle? There are two important reasons. The first reason is anaerobic condition present in the muscles during vigorous exercise and the regeneration of NAD+ in this anaerobic condition of muscle cells, which we are going to see in detail in the video. So please don't skip the video and watch till the end. And next, it involves two important metabolic processes, that is glycolysis and gluconeogenesis. What is glycolysis? Let me consider I am eating a food which is rich in carbohydrates, for example rice. This rice will move through the alimentary canal and it will be digested, and the glucose present in this food will be absorbed. This glucose will be broken down by the process of respiration to produce energy. So respiration has four important mechanisms. The first mechanism is glycolysis, second one is oxidative decarboxylation, third one is Krebs cycle, and the fourth one is electron transport system or chain. So in this glycolysis process, a 6-carbon molecule, that is glucose, will be broken down to two 3-carbon molecules, that is pyruvate, by the set of enzymes present in the cytosol. So this process happens only in the cytoplasm and it is independent of the presence of oxygen. That is, it can happen both in aerobic and anaerobic environment. Next, we have the gluconeogenesis process. What is gluconeogenesis? Gluconeogenesis is nothing but the process in which a non-carbohydrate molecule will be converted to glucose for better metabolic activities in some cells. For example, let us take erythrocytes and nerve cells present in our brain. They can metabolize only glucose to produce energy. In the absence of glucose, they cannot function properly. During starvation, if you see, the glucose stored in our body in the form of glycogen can support these cells only for half day, and after that time the non-carbohydrate molecules which are also present in our food, for example amino acids, proteins, the carbon chain of the amino acids, glycerol from fatty acid breakdown, the pyruvate, lactate, etc. These must be converted to glucose for the better metabolic activities of these cells. Why these cells need only glucose and why they cannot metabolize non-carbohydrate molecules? Because these cells, that is erythrocytes and the nerve cells present in brain, are devoid of mitochondria. Let us take an example of pyruvate. In a normal cell, pyruvate will be converted to acetyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA will enter the process of Krebs cycle, and next, through the process of electron transport chain, the energy will be produced ultimately. But if you see, in this condition, the mitochondria is absent in these cells, so the reactions happening in this mitochondria, for example the Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, also will be absent, and so only the glucose is the only form of energy provider for these cells, and the glycolysis can only provide energy for these cells, and so only gluconeogenesis is happening. So that's all about gluconeogenesis. Now let us enter the main concept of this video, the Cori cycle. So it starts in the muscle. Let us consider a condition in which a man is working very vigorously or exercising very vigorously, and in this condition the oxygen supply will be very low to the muscles. In this condition, glucose will be converted to pyruvate by the process of glycolysis and two ATP molecules will be produced. Along with the ATP molecules, the NAD+ coenzyme will also be reduced to NADH, and NADH molecules will also be produced in the process of glycolysis. This NAD+ molecules must be regenerated, and it is done with the help of electron transport chain in case of the oxygenic condition, that is aerobic respiration. But we are having an anaerobic condition in this case, so the pyruvate will be converted to lactate as a result of of this conversion, NADH will be oxidized back to NAD plus and NAD plus is regenerated. So NADH is oxidized to NAD plus, as a result of which pyruvate is reduced to lactate by the action of the enzyme lactic acid dehydrogenate. I have written it in a short form, that is LDH. Now this lactate, through the help of the bloodstream, will be transported to the liver, and in liver this lactate will be again converted to pyruvate, and as a result of which NAD plus, a coenzyme, will be reduced to NADH, and now as a result of this reduction of NAD plus, lactate will be oxidized to pyruvate, and pyruvate enters the process of gluconeogenesis, which we have already discussed, and by the process of gluconeogenesis, glucose will be produced, and the glucose produced in the liver cells will be transported to the muscles again by the help of blood streams. So why this process is happening? What is the importance of this process? The main importance is two. First one, to prevent lactic acidosis. If you see in the muscles, pyruvate is converted to lactate to regenerate NAD plus, as a result of which the lactic acid will get accumulated in the muscle. So some people may ask me a question, what is the difference between lactic acid and lactate? If you remove H plus ion, that is a proton, from lactic acid, it will give you lactate. That is, lactate is the conjugate base of lactic acid. So both are more or less same. So to prevent the accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle cell only, the Cori cycle is happening, and it prevents lactic acidosis. And the second important reason is the energy yield. It must provide energy to the muscle cells. In case of anaerobic condition, this is the only way of providing energy to the muscle cells. So through the Cori cycle, the glycolysis will be repeated a number of times and ATP will be produced. So that's all about the Cori cycle explanation. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. See you later.